also, another thing too that I want to say, this is like almost like a black woman phenomenon. Right, while we're on this fucking topic, who are the bitches that got the most to say that will brag about fighting dudes and do dumb shit like this? It's nigger bitches. Every time it's nigger bitches. 9 out of 10 times it's nigger bitches. Because they're monkeys, because they are monkeys. We can still shoot you in the back of the head. Try me, you fat black bitch. I won't be able to miss your fat ass.
Won't be able to miss your fat ass. There's 100% facts. So with that being said, you already know what it is, man. We're back here to Search Smoke Game on the ground for them Hunger Hounds. So just grab the pound and are ready for the next round. Yo, what it do, man. It's probably gonna be a slightly shorter episode, but it is what it is. Who cares? We're still here doing our thing. So your boy AJ dropped some news about the recent bullshit going on that I want to check out. And we're gonna also get into a video that was recommended to me by somebody that goes by the name of Far From Weak. And then we're gonna look at a post that Charleston White made talking about Devin Haney and Bill Haney. So that shit will be interesting. With that being said, let me go ahead and get this shit pulled on up and get this shit pulled out. Bam, just like this here. And then, boom. Alright, I got the hiccups, but we're going to keep going. Let me go ahead and get this right here. And then turn up the playback speed a little bit. Just because. Alright, with that being said, we're going to jump into this shit in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
4 terror attacks, either the 19th, when Trump's having that big event that he's announced at that hockey center there in D.C. I'm not saying it's going to happen by exposing it. It won't. Because the globalists have something spotlighted to a big enough audience won't do it. And we're reaching 30, 40, 50, 60 million people a day, depending on how much you share the links from all shows. This is a team effort. This is history. We have the initiative. We've got the public waking up. People aren't asleep anymore. It's exciting. So clearly, as I predicted before he won, and I said after he won, is when they'd escalate the war with Russia, with ATACMS and Storm Shadows. They did it within 11 days, as I predicted. And they start hyping that Tom Homan's going to kill a bunch of migrants in truck. That's not true. They can take the false flag there. And so now this really ups the threat on the DEFCON with these 2 events happening and the subsequent cover-up and everything we've seen from the FBI. It's not terror. It is terror. He acted with others. No, now he didn't. Letting CNN into the supposed Muslim former army guy's place in his house. I mean, all of this is all the telltale signs of a psyop. And that signals they're planning something big in the next 16 days. Maybe it's on the 6th in 3 days. Maybe it's in 10 days. I don't know, but I've been predicting those exact movements, and now it's happening. So, folks inside the Trump operation are concerned about this. And if you want to get down to brass tacks, Elon Musk is concerned about this. And this information, this report you're about to see, was given to me yesterday because the point was made that I was the one that had been tracking and predicting this and that they're paying a lot of attention to it. And so they thought this would be the best place for you to see this information. So Trump wants you to have this. The Patriots want you to have this. Elon wants you to have this. And this was given to me to give to you because you are respected as the most educated, informed, hardcore patriots on Team Humanity. And this is understood to be the enemy's main move. And by exposing it, we hope to stop it, or God forbid they do some big attack. We're ahead of it in the narrative because they want a civil emergency. They want a national crisis to have another smoke screen to kill Trump or kill Trump and blame Iran. It's all on the table. And so this is a maximum alert right now. And now you're the Paul Revere's. I'm just a Paul Revere as well with a bigger microphone. You're being handed the ball here to get this report out, to take this report and go get the best parts of the first hour and a half where I laid it out, or what Jay said earlier was dead on. This needs 200 million views. Bill Gates has got a plan to ban beef, give you injections that cause a allergy to it. That report's got like 40 million views we put out. It needs 300 million. And I'm not joking when I say that. We've got the audience of activists. And when we get up to those Musk numbers of hundreds of millions of viewers, and when other people start doing that, it's game over. And we're very close to winning the info war. This gets...
You know, it's crazy. We got people who are really out here trying to depopulate the earth, trying to commit mass murder in a way in which it seems like it's okay. I don't know about y'all, but that shit does not sit right at all. Why do we need to depopulate the earth? People will say, "Ooh, it's because the environment, it's this, it's that." No. The earth was made for us to inhabit it. There cannot be such a thing as too many people on the earth. If we were all immortal, then yeah. But we are not immortal. We have a lifespan. When our lifespan ends, another life comes in to take its place. Every time somebody dies, another person is being born. There is no such thing as overpopulation. They're just lying their asses off because they're trying to kill as many people as they can, which is wild.
Seen by 200 million people. This gets seen by the governors and by Congress and by the good people that are compartmentalized in the intelligence agencies and the FBI. The globalists will pull the plug, and we've almost got Raskin and the people planning this. It looks like they pulled it, but we're not sure they're not going to go ahead and roll their operation. Because that may have just been cleanup of operations they already had going. Then when they thought they could steal it and put Kamala in and then blame Trump support for terror attacks, so to go ahead and get rid of those operations, they went ahead and just ran them as limited operations. That's probably what they did, but we're not sure. The signals are strong that they're backing down because they know they're beat, at least at this level, and that they just come back another day, they might have a chance. But there's other factions in there, and they may still go with it, or some of the wind-up toys they created, some of the operations they spun off, have a life of their own. So the president wants you to see this. The president wants you to share this. And I mean the real president, Donald John Trump. Here it is.
This is an emergency broadcast to all Americans. Political operatives have been working on a plan so insidious that if activated, it holds the power to destroy the United States from within. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution states that any elected official that engages in insurrection or rebellion against the state may be denied their position. According to Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin, this plan will be activated on January 6, 2025.
So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified, and then we need bodyguards for everybody in civil war conditions, all because...
Despite Donald Trump's acquittal on all charges of inciting insurrection, Democrats still claim Section 3 of the 14th Amendment allows them to declare Trump guilty through the court of public opinion.
I think that we successfully prosecuted him and convicted him in the court of public opinion and in the court of history.
Through relentless repetition and inflammatory rhetoric.
Trump is a fascist.
Literal Nazis.
Once you've convinced yourself that somebody is a Nazi, you can justify almost anything, including attacking their supporters.
Millions of Democrats have become so fearful of their...
Did you hear that? I'm going to repeat what he said. And I want you to listen. He said, once you can convince somebody they're a Nazi, somebody's a Nazi, you can justify almost anything, including attacking their supporters. He didn't say once you can prove, once you have physical proof, once you can convince people that somebody's a Nazi. I'm going to go back and listen. Listen.
Was a fascist.
Literal Nazis.
Once you've convinced yourself that somebody is a Nazi.
Once you've convinced yourself that somebody is a Nazi.
You can justify almost anything.
You can justify almost anything.
Including attacking their supporters.
Including attacking their supporters.
Millions of Democrats have become so fearful of their fellow Americans that they feel justified in destroying them.
Are you suggesting that the entire Trump vote was racist and by racists?
I think, yes.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
If the architects of this insidious plan get their way, neighbors will turn against neighbors, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, and even parents against children. This is precisely what is needed to justify locking down our nation and enabling the rise of a police state.
We are closer to civil war than any of us would like to believe.
While we're busy fighting each other, behind the veil of a public emergency, what remains of our essential liberties will be eliminated. So, what is the solution? In this case, the wisest strategy to fighting these dark forces is by not fighting at all. Physically, that is. Other than acting upon our legal right to self-defense, we must never allow them to lure us into violence. The darker it gets, the brighter we must shine. Our light is their kryptonite.
gave me chills.
I will always believe and I will always put right.
Alex Jones.
President Donald John Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America. All right. The quickening is obviously here. The Great Awakening is here. The tyrant's counteroffensive against that is here as well. And we're going to see a lot of psyops and a lot of destabilization campaigns here and abroad. Escalations of war, cyber attacks, power outages, new pandemics, attempts to block Trump on January 6th, with the electoral votes being passed through the Congress, the certification. We also have the globalist disinformation campaigns against Trump and against his key supporters like RFK Jr. and Elon Musk and myself that are in high gear that I'm going to be addressing. I'm going to be here for the full 4 hours today. Had some guest schedule, but I cleared the deck because this all must be covered in detail. So if you want to beat the New World Order, you want to stop the globalist project of the Great Reset, you want to have security and prosperity and a pro-human future, this is a broadcast you want to listen to, you want to watch, you want to take notes, you want to share the live link. It's not just about you being informed, it's about everybody else that's awakening, getting a crash course quickly in what we're facing, because it will be the light of truth. It will be the disinfectant of sunshine that will stop these people. All right, obviously the vote is going on whether Speaker Johnson will continue on. We'll be watching that. We should know within the hour.
You know, when I think about all this bullshit going on, all these fucking politicians trying to do this and do that and trying to do everything they possibly can to keep their powers, I think of swamp creatures. They remind me of swamp creatures. Like dirty, nasty swamps. Like little gremlins swimming in fucking sewer water. That's what I think of when I think of these people trying to do it. Whatever it is they have to do to keep their power.
Or they're saying that he's maybe got one vote that he needs extra. This is going to be extremely close. He's been backed by Trump. He's been backed by MTG and others. And I personally don't like Johnson. I don't trust Johnson. But the people I do trust that have had a chance to kick the tires in the last year or so and really get to know him are saying that he is on board. And as we begin to take back society and civilization, we have to be ready to have the mercenaries and the clowns and the people that have been at least partially on the bad guys team coming over to us. That doesn't mean we ever turn our backs on them or trust them, but at the same time, we're going to a certain extent have to give Trump the ball, and at least until he gets in for a few months to see what he's going to do. I've basically seen 95% positive behavior from Trump. It's going much better than I thought with who he's selecting and who he's putting in and what he's doing. And he is certainly way more hardcore than he was 8 years ago, more awake. So overall, my prognosis is very good for the incoming Trump administration. That's good at one level. But let's talk second, third order effects. The bad guys who still have most of the Earth's wealth via fraud and are still in control for another 16 days and still have their operatives buried in different areas of government corporations for a long time are not going to give up easily. And as I lay out this critical information today, I want to be very clear with any new viewers or listeners. Anything I say, you can write it down, put it into an X search engine or even a Google search engine or even Bing.
This hearing aid is bringing people back into the conversation. More than 500,000 people have already improved their lives with audio hearing without spending their savings on hearing aids.
And you will find what I'm saying today, 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, a month ago, a week ago. So it's not like I'm going to look at the events happening now and tell you what I think's going on with them, and that's just my opinion now. I have specifically called precisely everything you now see unfolding. So, yeah, we are kicking the living hell out of the globalists. And that's because their project has been exposed. It is such a hellish project of poverty and tyranny that even the mercenaries in the system of corporations and government and academia and ecclesiastical have now figured out, wow, this is really a bad team to be on. We better get on Team Prosperity. And I've talked directly to the minions of the system for years and said, do you understand what your bosses are doing? Because for 99.9% of people, It's more than that. I mean, we're talking maybe a few thousand globalists do better in this New World Order, Great Reset, and even that creates such a dangerous system and such a global collapse, they'll never make it out of the process of eliminating at least 90% of us. Elon Musk told them that a year and a half ago at the Global Government Summit at the World Economic Forum in Dubai. He said, you're crazy. Your world government cutting off the resources is going to cause giant wars and collapse. You'll get killed in the process. And I've analyzed this up one side and down the other.
It's crazy, bro. It's some crazy shit. It's one of them things that you're gonna have to like get into on your own time. Cause like I said, this is a shorter episode for tonight. Your boy AJ just really he be on his shit. That's why I fuck with InfoWars, because he don't be afraid to tell it how it is. You know, he reports it, what's going on. Reports it for how it is. He's not afraid to step on toes and walk on eggshells and shit. Like, no. So yeah, definitely go check this shit out. This is on Rumble. This is on the Alex Jones show, InfoWars. You guys can go check that out. It's the most recent one that was uploaded on here. Or no, second most recent one that was uploaded on here. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next segment for tonight, which is your boy Far From Weak.
Do you want
This video is called 9 Crucial Signs to Identify Women Who Slept With Many. This should be interesting.
clean girl? A girl who hasn't given her body away to dozens of men.
Haram!
Most guys are convinced they found wifey material. Their girl is cute, innocent. She makes him feel like he's the only man in the world. Everything seems perfect until reality hits, and he discovers her past that doesn't match the innocent image she's putting on. Turns out she's been up and down the street, maybe even around the entire block. Now, most guys would act like it doesn't bother them. They'll cope and say, it's in the past. We all had our wild days. Or they'll hit you with the classic, I like a woman with experience, bro. But it's all cold.
Oh,
Deep
hell no.
down, no man with pride or self-respect wants to be the last guy in a long line. That experience they speak of like it's a badge of honor. It's simply another way of stating she's been overrun by other men. Listen, you don't want to end up like those guys, stuck coping with a reality they cannot face. Some of them are so deep in that they've already introduced her to their family, maybe even had kids with her. They're too far gone to admit the truth, so they cope to keep their world intact. Don't let that be you. Here are 9 crucial signs to know if a girl has been with many men. Number 1, likes to speak about sex. If a girl likes to talk about sex, especially early on, it's a nasty red flag. Now, this sounds obvious, but when a cute girl you like starts dropping those hints, your testosterone kicks in, and suddenly you're blinded by desire. Never let excitement cloud your judgment. Women are more discreet about intimacy than men. It's their nature. So, if she's shamelessly discussing sex, it's a clear sign she's been visiting Pound City in the past. Make sure you leave her behind in the streets of that city. Number 2, flirting. Would you wife up a girl that flirts with other men? You wouldn't. The problem is that, unlike the first sign, flirting is much sneakier. It doesn't require words. And because men are logical beings, they are often blind to these subtle cues. You see, you might be with a girl and notice her smiling at another man, maintaining eye contact, or giving a soft touch on his arm. All of these are forms of flirting. Even flicking her hair or asking questions while genuinely showing interest in what another man has to say can be flirting as well. And when you bring up your discomfort, she might gaslight you and call you insecure. This is a huge red flag.
Oh, that's your homeboy from fucking Star Wars. What was his name? Ben Solo?
Flag. Flirting is almost never overt. It's about subtle body language. This makes it easy for a girl to deny any wrongdoing. But even if she does deny it, it doesn't matter, because you can still drop her off where she belongs. The the streets. A good woman respects her man. She would lower her gaze around other guys and not seek out unnecessary contact. You see, women understand flirting very well. They are experts in body language and nonverbal communication, and they know they can draw in other men with ease. So if you catch on to something, 9 times out of 10, it's not you being insecure. It's you finally reading a social cue. If you want me to go deeper on nonverbal communication, let me know in the comments, because being able...
See, he said they know they can draw a man in with ease. This is why scripture says to avoid a woman with haughty looks, who dresses like a whore, who carries herself like a whore, who acts like a whore, because her whorish ways will lead you... Fuck, bro. I did all this shit. Y'all could have told me this shit wasn't up on the fucking screen, bro. Y'all could have told me this shit was not up on the screen. Oh well, we're going to continue where we're at right now. But this is why scripture says to avoid a woman who acts like a whore, who has haughty looks, and does not respect herself, because her whorish ways will lead you to damnation. That is a fact.
Able to read the room doesn't just help in flirting, it also gives you the edge in power dynamics. Number 3, smoking and drinking. If a girl drinks or smokes, don't...
He said heard it, just didn't see. That's crazy. I don't know how you heard it because it wasn't up on the screen.
Trust her, because she's running from something. Running from pain. Substance abuse is a pattern in almost every girl who had many sexual partners. You see, even though women are brainwashed in the Western world into believing that sleeping with multiple men equates to freedom, their biology will always tell the opposite story. Having a lot of sexual partners has always been damaging to the female psyche. That's why you often find promiscuous women turning to substances. They're trying to numb pain they're not even aware of. Aside from that, if she smokes and overdrinks, she clearly doesn't respect herself. She's killing herself slowly. And if she doesn't respect herself, she damn sure isn't going to respect you. Number 4. Not posting you on social media. In an ideal world, your girl isn't on social media at all. But if she is on social media, she should have a natural desire to post about you. You see, unlike men who might prefer to keep their relationships private, a good woman wants others to know she has a man. If she hides that and only posts stories and pictures of herself without any signs of you, she's signaling to all other guys that she's single. Open her DMs and you'll probably find her chasing meat. Number 5, tattoos. If a girl has tattoos that scream wild and free, it's usually a sign she's seen more adventures than she'll admit. Those...
You know, it's funny because I never found females that have a bunch of different tattoos and shit, or really even any tattoos that attractive. It's kind of funny that this is on the list.
Feathers, hearts, and wild soul quotes aren't wisdom. She's not some sophisticated philosopher. No, they're a public warning label that says, adventure always welcomed here. So don't be fooled by whatever garbage quote from Google her tattoo may be saying. Women often get tattoos out of impulsivity or rebellion, and both are red flags when it comes to promiscuity. If she got a tattoo out of impulsivity, she engages in impulsive behaviors in other aspects of her life, including her relationships. And if she got tattoos out of rebellion, it shows her disregard for boundaries. And added to that often extends to her sexual choices. So, if you're looking for a woman with values, you might want to think twice about someone whose skin tells the story of the streets. Number 6, male friends. If a woman has male friends, it's time to bounce. If you don't understand this, then go watch my other videos. I've broken this down many times. The bottom line is men and women can't be friends. Did your grandma have male best friends? I don't think so. And if you disagree with this, just go and let your girl watch Netflix with her male friend. You know, just like she could do with her female friends. See what happens. Number 7. Vague past. Girls with a lot of sexual partners always try to hide their past. But if you have a sharp mind, you can cut through the nonsense. Remember what she says and take note of any inconsistencies. If she frequently changes details about her past relationships or personal life, it's a clear sign she's hiding something and trying to create a different persona. Trust your instincts. If her narrative doesn't add up, it's time to question her honesty and the depth of her commitment. A genuine relationship is built on transparency, and if she can't provide that, she's shady, and you're better off leaving her behind. Number 8. Blaming men. If a woman is constantly complaining about men, calling them dogs, or saying men are this and that, it's a red flag. It shows she's been passed around in the past and has a distorted perception of men. Her negative views reflect her own experiences and unresolved issues, which is a sign of emotional baggage. Number 9. No serious conversations. If a girl shows minimal interest in serious conversations, it's a major red flag. Avoiding discussions about the future or making light of important topics indicates a lack of commitment and maturity. Do not get drawn into her silliness. When you want to talk seriously, stay serious. If she deflects your questions with jokes or changes the subject, it shows she's not emotionally invested. A woman who isn't willing to engage in meaningful dialogue is more interested in fun than building a solid relationship. This all being said, let me know in the comments if you've ever overlooked a red flag. And
bro, we've all overlooked red flags before in our lives, like real shit. I can't tell you how many red flags I've overlooked in my life. Like, it's not even funny. Crazy, bro. The shit that we do by the power of pussy is just absolutely insane. And we just let it go, too. We just let it go. Like, it don't mean nothing. But with that being said, he wasn't lying. If you got an open mind, if your eyes are open, you got an open mind, you'll be able to tell. But if you're like that one dude in that clip earlier on his knees, begging to that female, ooh, please feed me, you're fucking doomed. Now, I want to get into this shit right here. Charleston White posted this shit on Instagram. It says, let @Bill Haney know I'll get to him and his son shortly since he's been begging for my attention. In the meantime, tell everyone you reached out to try and book me to be on a podcast, but I wouldn't do it for free. So you turn into the angry Muslim man. Excuse me. But you turn into the angry Muslim man. However, I can see with my one good eye that your son likes laying on his back in order to get on your feet, get you on your feet. I wanted to Diddy lay him on his back and punched him in so y'all can get on your feet. I heard Diddy like them young and the boy do got lives like his mama. Boy, oh boy, oh, and then he posted this picture right here, obviously. Posted all these different pictures. No, hell no. Posted all this shit. Talking all this shit. Apparently, Bill Haney been trying to get Charleston's attention for a long time. Because he's fallen off. He doesn't know what to do with himself. And if y'all seen my TikTok live episode, I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe, maybe like 3 weeks ago. I interviewed Devin Haney on there. And he said that his dad be capping about the whole 50-0 in the streets and shit. Be capping about how he be running the streets. About how he be fighting, how he be boxing, this, that, and the third. He just be getting hyped up by comment sections. You already know Bill Haney is going to run the Vlad TV, whatever other platforms he can get on, and just start talking shit about Charleston White. You can't make it up, no. People don't know how to agree to disagree. People don't know how to just ignore others. And here's the thing, right? Charleston White said that he plays a character. He said it over and 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 over again. His internet persona is a character. Meaning that's not how he is in real life. He may have traits of that character in real life, but that's not how he is in real life. And y'all motherfuckers be stupid enough to really believe everything that he says on the internet. Even though he done said multiple times over and over again, it's just a character. Y'all get so caught up in your feelings, your emotions. Ooh, he said this, he said that. Bitch, shut up. It's the internet. Everybody say everything nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what the fuck is gonna happen. Talking about, yeah, man, I'm 50 in these streets. I got real killers out here and this, that, and the third. Like, boy, if you don't shut your stupid ass up. If you don't shut your dumb ass up. But yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. I think that shit gonna blow up. And it's probably gonna blow up in Bill's face. Because all it's gonna do is make Charleston bigger. Because that's what always happens. But with that being said, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mommies, aunties, your grannies, and everybody else y'all know. About to play this outro and get the fuck out of here.
Whatever. Unpopular, coming out class outcast, simple man, true facts. Have you heard? I'm a call.